Hello YouTube, welcome to the Galaxy Watch 4 Classic settings walkthrough. Now I'm going to talk a little bit faster because we've got quite a few things to get through, but this is just about the settings menu so that if you're planning to buy this, you know exactly what you're getting, and all these new Google features, you know what's new and what's happening as well. So let's get straight into it. Now the first thing I will say is that everything you can do on the phone you can also do on the watch in terms of settings, but there's one thing I found and I'll show you what that is. And if we were to go into settings here, so you pull down, you go into settings, the first thing that comes up is connections, and if you click on that you can see there is Bluetooth, and I've got all of this on, Wi-Fi on, NFC on, and you can also toggle flight mode. So that doesn't come up in the settings, as you will see, but I just had to show you that everything else you can do on the big screen, and we're going to be using the big screen except for connections. Right, let's get straight into it. So the first thing I observed was that so the wearables app used to be orange, and now it took me a while, but I found it's now a bluish color, and it says wear on it rather than Galaxy wearables or something, whatever it was. It's now just wear to reflect Wear OS. So let's click on that, and this is where it takes you to. So this is all your watch controls right here in settings. So what I'm gonna do is I'll take you through the watch settings first, find my watch. There's something I need to show you in tips and user manual, and then store, and then we'll come to quick panel, tiles, apps, watch faces, like that, so that there's some type of order. Right, so let's go straight into the watch settings. So here we are. First thing is notifications. So I've tried to leave the settings unchanged so that I could do this video, but there's one or two things that I've changed, and I'll point them out as we go along. So the first thing you will see is that you can choose to show the notifications on your watch, and that is default. It came like that, so you can change that if you want. There are options there. You can show alerts even when the phone is in use, or you can just have it the ones that you haven't seen on your phone. So that's how I like to leave mine. Now the second thing is something I need to explain. So when you first get the watch, it's got only a few select apps where it's giving you notifications. But what I like to do is I like every single app to start with to give me notifications so I don't miss anything important. And then I'll remove it one by one by just using these toggles here. Anything that I don't want to see notifications for. But to do that, you have to be, it's a bit hidden. So you go into more here, click that, and then all the apps are listed, but at the top here you can select to see all or most recent. So when it first comes, it will only be selected for most recent, but I like to go on all, and then it displays all the apps, and then also displays this, which wasn't there. And you can do this on and off to get your apps to give you notifications. So just so you know, if you're looking for, and you're thinking, well, hang on, I've got Instagram and it's not showing me notifications when I receive new stuff. Why is that? It's because of this. So you can go in here and you can turn it on and off. Okay, let's go back. Now you can also sync your do not disturb. Whatever you've got on your phone can also come to your watch, and you can use this right here. Next, advanced notification settings. So the top one there, notification indicator, I always have it on because I want to see any unread notifications. So that's what that's for. Next one is to read notifications aloud. I don't need that, so I've got mine off. Turn on screen. Each time you get a notification, this is to just say, do you want to be notified each time that you get a notification about a notification. And then the last one is for all new apps that you're going to install from now on, do you want the notifications to be on? And as I've just explained, I like all of my apps to have them on first, then I can choose manually one by one anything I don't like to have notifications. Right, let's go next. So that's notifications. Let's go to the next is sound and vibration. So there's sound, vibrate, or mute. It comes by default on vibrate. I've changed mine to sound. Everything else I think I've left as was. So vibrate while ringing is one of them there. So you can choose whether the vibration is short or long, and you can choose the intensity to be light or strong as well. So that's that there. And then you can choose what happens with your calls. So even though I've got it on sound here and not vibrate, I can manually make the call vibrate as well if I want to. So here call vibration is on, and you can just, I don't know if you can hear that. There you go. I don't know if you heard that, but basically it's got some good intense vibration going on there. You won't miss it. It's actually on the table right now, the watch, as you can tell, and I can feel the vibration even though I'm not wearing it. So let's go back a bit here. Notification vibration. Again, if you want your notifications to have vibration, there are options. There you go. And let's go back. And system vibration, on or off. I like to have it on so that you can calibrate all the other vibration stuff as well. And then system sound, so any sound that's coming from the system will also vibrate because of that. So this is how it comes. I haven't changed anything here, but these are just sounds that you can do for the different things. Okay, so let's go now to the next thing, which is display. Brightness has got auto brightness right here, so you can toggle that, and I think it's a must. Always on display, I like to have it off initially because I know it consumes a bit of battery. I've covered this in my other Galaxy Watch videos on the channel. You can have a look. But I will be putting it on at some time when I do battery tests and things like that for the channel, and so that we can see what's happening with that. Raise to wake, I think has always been there. It's not new. It's when you're wearing your watch. Let's demonstrate quickly. So basically, you can see that the screen is off. Yes. If I do this, that's raise to wake. So I've just raised my wrist and it's come on. So basically, that's what that is. And it's handy to have on. So I've got mine on. Touch screen to wake. Again, one of the things you find is sometimes you're poking the phone and the screen's not coming on. I was doing that earlier. So that setting was off and I've just turned it on. It's only when you want the screen to light up so you can, I don't know, see the time without using raise wrist to wake maybe. So I've put that on there. I don't know if you're not wearing it, whether it works, but let's give it a try. Yeah, there you go. So I think I was trying to look at the time while it was sitting like that and it wasn't working. So that's what that's for. 10 bezel to wake. Again, you just turn it and there you go, it's awake. So that's what that is. Now let's go to the next thing here. Show media controls. Now that's always been there. If you turn this on and your phone is playing YouTube, for example, what you will see on the watch is that it will have the controls. It will say media playing, and it will have pause, fast forward, rewind, and that type of thing. You know what the thing you use to control media with. It just helps you to control your media from your wrist, even though it's not playing on the watch itself. It'll be playing on the phone. You can still have that control. It's good to have. Usually, when you're running or when you're walking or whatever exercise you might be doing, or you're in the gym, you can just use your watch to control rather than take your phone out. So it's handy to have. Screen timeout to save battery. I always put mine at 15 seconds, but that's the default anyway, so you don't need to change anything there. It's just how long it lasts when you do this to the screen turning off. So that should be about 15 seconds. Now the next thing is show last app. This is if you were in a certain app. I don't think that was 15 seconds actually. Maybe it's when you're wearing it, it detects that. So you're in the app. Maybe the screen goes black. And then you come back and you want to go back in the phone. And you see it's still there. It lasts for 20 seconds. That's basically what that setting is. Rather than the RAM controlling it and cutting it off so that you go back to the home screen, you are able to see the app that you last used that way. So that's what that is. Touch sensitivity, you can change the touch sensitivity. In fact, this will, if you're wearing gloves and you want to control your touch screen here, you can change the sensitivity and it will work. And this is how you do it, or you can do it on the watch as well. And then show charging info. This is to display battery level while you're charging. So that's what that is. Let's move on. Advanced features. So this is what I was kind of thinking is new. I don't think I've seen it before. Bedtime mode. So it prevents disturbances while you're sleeping. And what it does is it turns off always on display if you have it on. And it will also your call alerts and other things will be muted. So it's a good feature. I don't recall seeing this on the old watches, but you know, something that automatically turns off always on display and raise to wake, so that if you're moving your arm it doesn't wake up. That is great. So I've got this on, but tell me in the comments if this was on the old ones as well. I don't recall seeing it. Is it going back or is it not? Okay. SOS is the next one. So this, you can just, if you press the button here, if you got it configured, if you press the home key, so I think it's the top one here. I did tell you in the other video, in the unboxing, that they've swapped these around. So sometimes I press back when I mean to press home, and home when I mean to press back, because they've swapped these around this time round. But if you press this 3 times in succession and you've got it set, it will trigger an emergency. It will trigger an emergency alert to a person that you choose, and it will let you set this up. So I've already got this person set up in my contacts, and I just toggled it, and it said, "Who do you want that to be?" And I chose the name, and that was it. It will send a message, and then if that message is not responded to, it will call. And also for fall detection, this is where you toggle it on. But I think you have to go in when you get yours new to set these up. Okay, that's SOS. Now double press. So if you've got your watch, you can configure how these 2 buttons work. Now the home key is the top one in this case. You can actually configure this to do all these things. So you can choose, it will go to most recent app, or you can choose any of these apps to open, settings and other things. So you can actually configure. I think this was also on the old one. I remember using that thing. And also press and hold. So one press and hold here on the top one should bring our very favorite friend. Let's see, I don't know what I've got it set to actually. Maybe I'm in the bottom one, Samsung Pay. Yeah, Samsung Pay trying to come through. So let's go back. That's another thing I've observed as well. And as you can see, if I press the top one, it's our voice assistant that comes up. So that's how it's set. You can change that. That's good to know that in the settings, you can change how that works. Now, what I was going to say about Samsung Pay while I'm here, let me digress one moment, is that on the old, this is one of the new things. So on the old, and I didn't know until I was doing this, on the old Galaxy watches, you wouldn't have had Google Pay. But on here, you actually have the option. And there's one specific advantage that I've always found on Google Pay compared to Samsung Pay. Google Pay on my phone, the screen just needs to be on. So if I've got this in my pocket and I want to pay with Samsung Pay, I have to kind of open this and I have to scroll and I have to log in, go into the Samsung Pay app, and then do you know, it starts counting down the 30 seconds and I can pay. Whereas with Google, all I do with Google Pay, all I do is, if my phone is like this, turned off, I just go like this, put my fingerprint or password in and just pay. So that is very convenient. And now you've got Google Pay on here. So when we do the full review, I'll be able to show you some of these things, but I saw definitely that Google Pay was on the watch. So that's interesting. That's very good. It's one of the key features that has come to this watch that you won't see in the others. Because of Wear OS, obviously. So let's go back to what we were doing here. So short press, we talked about that. And then the gestures. This is something new, so I need to show you this. I'm aware the video is going a little bit long. So your phone rings, and if you were to wave up and down like that, you will answer the call. That's one thing. Second thing is to dismiss calls. So this, so let's see if it gives us a demo here. The phone rings. If you wave your arm rather than up and down, you dismiss it. So you see, these are the new gestures that have come to the watch. And I just wanted to show you that remote connection is a good thing. Let me tell you what that is about. So you can actually sync your phone and watch over Wi-Fi. So if you're far away from your watch outside of Bluetooth range and you are somewhere else where there's Wi-Fi, you'll be able to sync your mobile and your watch, even though it's not LTE. But if it's LTE, you can also use remote connection that way. So that is good. I like to turn this on and leave it on. So let's move on now, because the video is getting quite lengthy. So we've done advanced features. Let's move into battery. Nothing much to say here, except that it will show you your consumption. It will show you the apps that are doing the consumption. So I don't think I can say any more in here. There's power saving mode right there, which you can toggle, and it will save you some power. I was hoping to see watch only, which is another setting. It might be on the watch itself, which is another setting that could give you 30 plus days of battery life, because it only uses the watch element of the smartwatch, nothing else. So that might be on the watch itself rather than in here. I was hoping to see it here somewhere. Okay, so that's battery. Let's do manage stuff. So you can add tracks. One of the things you know is that the RAM is improved in the watch. I think the storage is also improved, so you can send tracks. You were always able to do it, but there's more room now. You can send your tracks over. It's really quite easy. You just find the tracks you want and you send them over. But another thing you could do is just sync a whole folder. If you sync a folder, anything you put in that folder will go to the watch as well. And this is what this auto sync is about. You can also add images. I've added a couple today just to test it out. It's working fine. Let's go now to mobile plans. So this is LTE, my one, but I have not set it up. In fact, I'm going to cancel it, because guess what? I had LTE on the Galaxy Watch 3. I never found a situation where I needed to use it. I even had 10 gigs of data. Guess what I used? Zero. Because there was never a time when I didn't disconnect from Bluetooth and I needed data. So what I've done is, you may see that it's still connected because it is disconnecting in September. So I'm just going to show some of you who have an old device and want to transfer that plan to the new one. This is how it works. And mind you, this is the UK and this is EE network. So I already have the Galaxy Watch 3, which I don't have here because I've sent it back to Samsung as a trade-in, but it's still connected to this plan. So if that's you, you have an old plan and you want to transfer it to the new one, this is how it should work. You click next, and this is what it will say. And it will say we need to connect to the service provider, and this is what you get. That right there says replace. If I click that, it's going to replace this plan from the old watch to the new one. But let me show you what happens. But before I go there, it tells you that if you want more than one smartwatch connected to the phone, you'll have to get another data plan. So this is just for that one data plan that you're moving from old to new. You click replace. For me, they will say everything is done. You just need to call that number and we'll do it. So they're basically saying it's nearly finished setting up to move the data plan to here. So if I was keeping that data plan, I would ring them and they would just transfer it here. But I'm going to leave it because I'm canceling that anyway because I don't use it. And it's £7 a month that I could do with not wasting. Good. Now let's go back. That's mobile plans. And if you're setting new ones, that's how you would do it. Or you can also do it from the watch. General. This is really about input. So preferred engine is Samsung text to speech, but guess what we've got now? Google Speech, which we never had. So this is your voice assistant stuff, and anything to do with voice, you can choose Samsung to deal with it, or you can choose Google. To be fair, Samsung hasn't been robotic and crazy recently. It's been fine. So I'm tempted to leave it like that for now, but I'll be testing Google out. And you've got settings here where you can click and you can choose a voice. So I don't want to do it really because Okay, people might say, well, and when you go back, oh, I was hoping it would talk. Yeah, okay, fine. I'll have to look into that. But that's how you do it. If you were going to change select a voice, I'm going to leave it on here. I think this means I've selected it. I think it will talk at some point. Languages, again, for me, there's just one there to choose. Now, this is where it talks. Yeah, I remember now. So the speech rate, you know, when I was saying I don't think it's been robotic, let's try it out.
This is an example of speech synthesis in English.
Did you hear that? Was it close enough? And you can choose the fast or slow. But you heard that it's a very good. I've been using these watches for a very long time, and it's best it's ever been. So make sure as well when you download. I think you used to have the option to download the high quality voice as opposed to low quality. I think this time you probably don't have that preference, but they just give you the right stuff. Now keyboard, you can do actually all of this stuff. You know, on your phone you can change predictive text. You can, there's so much that you can do in a watch. It's unbelievable. So I'll just kind of do this so you can see predictive text, auto spacing. This is basically similar settings to what you have on your keyboard for your phone. If you have a Samsung phone, you'll be familiar. So let's not go through all of that. Keyboard list. Let's see if you get any options. There's one there, and then if you click there, we go back to the settings I've just shown you, so we won't be doing that. Let's go back. Quick responses. Now, these have always been there as well, and you can do your own custom. And if you go right at the bottom, you can add a response there of your choosing. But this is what happens if you set up to auto reply, or when you get a message and you press quick response, you can choose one and quickly say, I'm in a meeting, something like that. And then you can obviously reset your device here, and you can do it on the watch as well. Right, we're getting there. I'm just going to show this. I won't go into it. But basically, it provides spoken feedback so you can use your watch without looking at the screen. Intended for people with difficulty seeing the screen. So this is accessibility, basically. And you've got visual enhancement. You can have grayscale. You can have magnification as well. So if you want to drag and pan and zoom and use your fingers, that's all possible. Especially good in gallery when you're looking at photos. And then you can have you can add color filters and things like that. So as you can tell, this is accessibility stuff. You can mute all sounds. You can have mono audio, and then in the advanced settings, you can have. Does that explain? Yeah, you can get current time is vibrations when the screen is on. So it's kind of Morse code, not necessarily, but you get what I mean. That it vibrates to let you know what's happening, especially if you are struggling with hearing. Think that is it in the advanced settings. 2-finger triple tap. So these are some of the things you can do by 2-finger triple tap. I just show you so you can look at them at your own leisure. Right, so that's advanced settings done. And we are, where are we now? Accessibility, account and backup. So I have my account there. So I have my account here. It's stated at the top. Right there is my account and email address for Samsung. And you can have auto backup, you can have backup, restore, delete, and also I have my Google account linked. So there we go. Let's go back and watch software and updates. I should be up to date. Yeah, it's up to date. And then about watch just shows you the about information. Storage, 16 gig now we have. I think we had 8 the last time. So 16 gig, you can do your photos and your apps and everything else here. and you see that a lot of it is already consumed by apps, but it's there. It's much more than what was there before. And then you got legal information. You've got software information and battery information. 361 milliamp hours. I think we talked about this in the unboxing. So that's that. Let's just go now to these here. So the first one we'll start with is quick panel. Quick panel is what you see when you pull down from the watch, and you can change these. You know, currently there are 3 screens. You don't have to have 3 screens. You can just have one. But you can also move these things. So if you didn't want location here, it says location, just so you can, if you can't read it. If I press that, it goes down here. And if I want it back, I'll just press and hold, and I'll move it back right there, and it's there. And I'll show you this on the watch. So here we are, pull down. This is the quick panel. So as you can see, there are 3 screens there, just like on the phone. So that's what that is. You can change that, and you know, when we do the full review, we'll take you through some of these so you know what these icons stand for and anything new there. So let's go back. Let's discard any changes. So that's quick panel. Now tiles. Tiles are the things that you see when you scroll your watch from left to right. So let me show you that here. And you go like this. So you're on the main screen and you go like this. You can change all these. You can add new ones as well. You can do all of this from the watch, or you can do it from, and you can choose whatever else to add. Let me just put that one on there for a minute. There you go. So you can choose and put them on. You can also remove them. Press and hold, and you can remove. So all of this you can do on the watch, and as you saw, you can do it on the phone. So that's what tiles are. Now anything else I can show you here? So that's tiles. As you can see, you can remove, add from here as well, and that's as many things as you can put on there. Okay, so let's go to apps. So the only thing that's changed, and we touched about on this in the unboxing video, is that you used to be able to just press the home key and you would see your apps. Press the home key and you would see your apps, but that's not how it works on here. You have to flick up like that. That's how you then see your apps. And there's quite a few, and I like the fact that we've got Google apps on here as well. And I'll show you that when we look at the store. I don't think I've done the store yet, so we'll look at that. But that's what it comes with, basically. What you're seeing right there is what it comes with. I'll show you in a minute in a bigger screen. Okay, let's go back. So you can reorder the apps. So if you click on reorder, you can press and hold, you can change, you can move, as you can see, and then you can save at the bottom there. So you can reorder in terms of what you want to see at the top. When you flick up, as I showed you on the watch, the top is what comes first. So if you want to see something first, you put it up there. So that's that. Let's go to app settings. So you can change settings for some of these. Let's just take one and I'll show you. So for this particular setting, for the assistant, you can change all of this stuff here. You can even have, and I found that this has lots of good things, lots of good ideas on what you can do with this. Lots of good ideas and lots of helpful shortcuts that you can create that they call capsules. And then conversation history just shows the history that you've had with the assistant. If you've asked it to do anything, it will be recorded there. And then how to use is very helpful. Again, it will show you how to use this stuff in the assistant. And I look forward to trying that for the review. And these are some of the things you can do, quite a long list. So we don't have Google Assistant, but we have this on Assistant on the watch, which is quite good. And I don't want to say the name, but I'm talking about this. Okay. Right. And then app info. It just shows you the information about the apps. Now, the one thing I didn't talk about is I didn't actually go through here, which is what I was planning to do. I will do that in a minute for some of you who are very observant. In fact, let's do that and then we'll come back to watch faces. So find my watch, really quite simple. If you've got it set up, if I press here, it's going to make the watch ring. There you go. Oh. So let's try bezel first. Yeah. So if you turn the bezel, or I think there should be another way. Let's do that again. Okay, it's showing me that I have to move it like this or like that, and it comes off. So there you go. It also works the other way around. I think in here should be find my phone. I'll look for that setting when I do the full review. Currently, we're just looking at what's on here. So that's that. Tips. Now, there's something I wanted to show you here. Can I remember what it was? You're connected will become part tracking your health. Okay, wear your watch the right way. So what they recommend is that you keep it snug and fit, obviously, but they also recommend that you leave at least a finger's width from your wrist bone, and you put your watch right there. Now I wear it the other way. It's always kind of where the finger is actually, and I've not had any problems. Even with the Galaxy Watch 3, it still records all the parameters. But they say that if you are wearing it, you need to wear it that way. So if you're having problems and you're not seeing measurements, do it this way. But when I do ECG, blood pressure, and all the other stuff, I have to have it in that position. So I tend to do that, just so you know. And they also say if you are in the gym, that's what all that text is saying there. If you are in the gym, you might want to make it snug, and then when you come out of the gym, you make it loose. Basically, they're saying don't make it too hard, don't make it too tight, just keep it in the middle there. So that's that. Now let's go back. Oh, I went too far. Right, store. Now this is something that is interesting. So it takes us to Google Play, and you can see the Wear OS specific apps here. So this will all be new stuff because it's only on Wear OS. It wasn't there before. And if I do that to show them all, there's not many on this particular tab. But here we've got, and that's the end of these ones that we have. There you go. So that's what we've gotten for now. If I go back, and this is another thing that's annoying because I don't have a watch tab. I don't think this is, it might still be all for the watch, I'm not sure. But it doesn't look like it's all for the watch because we've got games at the bottom, and then if I click here, I've got apps. Yeah, it does show the apps for the watch, but it's got Disney Plus. What happens if we click on that? Yeah, you see, this is on my phone. So I don't think this is for the watch. So there's something confusing, and I saw this earlier, something confusing about when you go here, you should be able to just have a tab for the watch. Maybe it's there and I haven't seen it. No. But what you have is games, apps, movies and TV, and then books. There's no, yeah, so it kind of just jumps into there. And I saw this earlier. I would have preferred a tab just for the watch. So I keep getting back, and then I go store again, and then it takes me back to where I've got all these things. And featured apps for Wear OS, I click on that, and then I have more apps, including Spotify, which we've had on the Galaxy Watch 3 as well. But this time it's all on the App Store, and see what happens if I go back. Let's see if it happens this time. Yeah. So it kind of takes me to what I think is mobile apps. So there's something there. Maybe I'm missing something. I'll have a proper look to make sure that when you go back, you're going back to where you should be. Okay, fine. Right, so let's do, that's the store. Now the final thing I wanted to talk about was this. So you probably wondered how I got that Bitmoji style thing on the watch face. It's because it's there now. So if you've got the Bitmoji app, as you can see there, and if I click customize, now I'm gonna have to do this live because I don't think I did that before. It actually asks you to install the Bitmoji app so that you can have all these things. So you see, it says you need to install Bitmoji to create a new avatar. So you can actually use, if you've got that app, you can use it for watch faces, and it's going to be very interesting what creativity people come up with. So that's how I've got that clock face. But you've also got these that came with the watch itself. Now the other one I wanted to point out is AR emoji. As you know that the Galaxy watch, Galaxy phones, the newer ones, you've got AR kind of emoji, but they've also got AR type of paraphernalia basically on the phone. You can do quite a lot on the AR genre. So one of those is AR emoji. So you can have your own emoji and you can customize. I think, see, that's me. So I already have an emoji and it's saying transferring avatar to your watch. And it seems to be downloading it and sending it to the watch. Maybe we'll give it a second, see what it looks like. So that's what it kind of looks like now. And it's moving. Can you see the avatar was actually moving there? There, look at that. So I'm sure you can create something like that. And now it should be my face on there. Oh, I need to click save. Let's save. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Is it alive? Yeah, look at that. So I'm pretty sure this is new. I don't recall seeing this on the Galaxy Watch 3 where you can do this kind of stuff. So you create your own emoji, AR emoji, and then it would do this on your watch. How cool is that? Okay, let me just show you quickly. I think the video has got longer than I would prefer. So yeah, some of the faces. And as usual, nothing has changed. As usual, if you go right to the bottom somewhere, there you can get more, and if you click this it should take you to, funnily enough, it's taking you to Google Play. What it used to do is just take you to Galaxy Store. So I think I will check this out, but I think the Galaxy Store may have been replaced with this Google Play powered by Samsung store. And you will have lots more in there that you can choose from and pay for. Now, I hope that's been helpful. We've covered every setting I could think of on here, and I'll leave it there because I don't want the video to be too long. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments and we will have a look and try and come back to you. Thank you.